So I'm here with Bishop Thomas and have asked Bishop Thomas to share with us a little bit, first of all, about his role, but especially about E3. Have the opportunity to get into part of the very first E3 conference. And I want for all of us to be aware of how important that is for our ministry. So thank you, Bishop Thomas, for taking a few minutes. There's so much going on, so for you to take time to do this is really kind of defining about who you are and how much you care about each of us as members, as pastors, as churches, as conferences. So, but before we do that, would you take a minute?
Yeah.
So you're lead bishop.
Right, yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, let's see. I'm a bishop in the Free Methodist Church, have been for 10 years. Was a pastor and a superintendent and a missionary, served overseas, and been involved in ministry in the Free Methodist Church since I was in my early 20s. But I've been bishop for the last 10 years. And the particular area of primary oversight that I have, obviously with the whole United States, but specifically targeted, we have 3 bishops that are kind of allocated to the western area, the Midwest, and the East. And I work and live in the western part of the United States, and also serve in leadership with our churches in Asia. As a lead bishop, I work with Bishop Kendall and Bishop Roller. You're probably most familiar with Bishop Roller, since he's the bishop that lives in your area and serves more directly with your annual conference. But a lead role, it means I kind of set the agenda for what we're doing as denominational leaders. When the superintendent national team gets together and the area directors around the world and the board of bishops, I'm the one that kind of sets the agenda and determines things according to our mission and a vision, and help kind of create some of the strategies associated with that. But then the 3 of us work together. We collaborate on all of these things to make sure that everything gets done. So there's the lead bishop role that's associated with that. We also, my wife and I also have a place in Indianapolis where a condo, where we're able to be there quite a bit with our national office and working with our leadership there.
Okay, great. So the E3 conference, a big part of that is, I think the major part of it likely is vision from our bishops to bring us together to do some specific kinds of things. Sure. Tell me this though. Yeah. So it's titled E3.
E3,
but it's not the third.
No, it's not the third. It's the second. Actually, we had, for many of you, 3 years ago, you were at an event where the bishops gathered together with some of our denominational ministry leaders, and we called that Equipping for Excellence. So we just shortened it to E2, 2 E's, that we gathered together for helping equip the denomination, the pastors, with helpful insight stuff, material resources that will help you. And we had developed some strategies. And so the Equipping for Excellence, it was helping our churches, live on mission, fulfill the vision of the Free Methodist Church, and understand what our strategies are that would help us become healthy and whole churches in our community. Now, 3 years later, we decided that it became really apparent that the Free Methodist Church is growing substantially in some areas around the world. We have one country in Asia, a very large country. I can't really say what it is, but where just about 10 or 15 years ago we had fewer than 600 churches, and now we have over 4,000. In India, I can speak about that one. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, we only had 200 churches, and now we have over 2,000. And Egypt has grown in the same exponential type of growth, had under 150 or so churches in Egypt 10 or 12 years ago, and today we have over 1,000. Israel, we had no churches, and now we have 30, or more than 30. And so the Lord is really blessing. In a number of countries, we've expanded in a phenomenal way. Well, we're the mother church. And I would say during that whole time, from the mid-90s all the way until today, we had between 800 and 1,000 churches back 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And we have between 900 and 1,000 churches today. Right. So we haven't grown that much. So we're trying to understand some of the growth elements that are important. We can be healthy but the Lord also wants us to be healthy and vibrant and growing. We want to be part of a movement, which was what the Methodist Church was. So the reason we call this E3 is we're still trying to equip for excellence, but we've added the third E, which is expansion. What does that look like to have more, to be part of a movement, to take that which is good and multiply it? And so the E3 event, what you will learn there and what you will gain is we're going to be focused on kind of an extension of those things that demonstrate excellence and help us improve our serve to our community and other people. But how do we take that then and multiply that out? And that's what E3 you'll gain. We look forward to seeing you there.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Bishop Thomas. I also let me just give my pitch, okay? And I'm trusting that the majority of you are going to be at mine already. If you haven't registered for mine, I really want to encourage you to do that. Not just because I'm sitting here with Bishop Thomas, but because it's really important for us as a conference. And I really want to encourage you not just to show up, but to come prayed up. Wouldn't it be great if we as a conference, if our pastors came there expecting the Lord to do something unique within them that would spill over to the mission of our conference and to us as we begin to catch a new vision for what the Lord's going to do as we move forward as a conference. So I really want to encourage anyone that's watching this to take some time and pray. Yeah. Pray for our leaders. Pray for our bishops. Pray for other people in leadership at Indianapolis. Pray for the presenters that are going to be at E3, and begin to ask the Lord to touch you, to speak to you specifically about what your role would be. Even before that, that the Lord will speak to you personally. It would be a revival time for you. But He'd speak to you and that you would sense maybe new vision for what the Lord's calling you to do. And also pray for how that will spill over to the conference as the Lord continues to guide us and direct us and lead us to what He has for us in the future.
I also wanted to tell you all that I deeply appreciate your new superintendent, and I hear great things that come out of the Keystone Conference. I'm thankful, Lord, for the Lord, His work in you and through you. I hear your stories, and I'd like to hear more of them. So if you do me a favor at mine when you get there, if you've seen this video, come up to me and tell me your story. What's the new thing that the Lord has laid on your heart? What has He done in the past that is noteworthy and praiseworthy? Because it encourages us to be able to hear that. And then we tell your story. Some of the things that I've heard out of the Keystone Conference, I've shared with conferences overseas when I've been in the Middle East or in Africa or in Asia when I'm traveling around and I get to tell your story. So please come up to me and tell me either what the Lord has done in the past that is just praiseworthy, or what your hope and prayer has been as Superintendent Mac has just asked you to pray, what the Lord has laid on your heart for what's next. Share with us so we can pray with you as well. Look forward to seeing you. I want to talk to each one of you personally, so seek me out if you would at E3, and we'll carry on that conversation. Thank you. God bless you.